Festival King is so good that I beat stage 3 with this team. No Brynhilder, no Margaret. The one Gringalfer Matrona. Now, we're gonna watch this gameplay. I have gameplay here, of course, of all 3 stages going. Oh, I have no volume on my end. Okay. All 3 stages, of course. This was very easy, actually. Very easy. I think that Brynhilder is much better than the one, so if you have the option, I'll pick Brynhilder. But the one did quite well because of his ultimate. Hitting twice, right? Hitting twice of his ultimate was very good. But this team, honestly, almost no struggle. King is so good. I think that, like, at this point right here in time, if you play global, of course, if you skip King, you are playing the game incorrectly, because he is good in everything. He is good on the hardest PvE activity in the game, and he's amazing for PvP. So it's like, why would you skip him? But the strategy is very simple. For stage 1, I want to hold on to these as much as possible. The AoE that has the power strike. I believe right now I actually used them. No, this is other gameplay I was thinking about. I didn't beat him in my first attempt, only because I had the very bad rule for me, which was that every time you attack him on stage 3, he gets a defense buff, and that made it very bad. But so I had to reset to try to get something else. I saw that Dora-chan used a very similar team, but he didn't use Matrona. Dora-chan's a Japanese YouTuber. He used actually Green Liz, which I think might be better than Matrona. If you don't have Matrona, and you are gonna summon for King, first off, your King doesn't need dupes. What really matters is cards and the shield that he gives to himself. I think Ascanor needs dupes. You want to have Ascanor with dupes. So if you do summon on King's Banner, you have no dupes on Ascanor, hey, hope you get dupes for him, or for both, right? If you don't have Matrona, you can switch out Matrona for Green Liz. You don't need Taunt. I found out doing this run. I needed it on the last phase only because I thought my cards were going to do a little more damage than I did, and I ended up having to use Matrona as sacrifice. But Green Liz would have been the sacrifice either way, because she would have been the one being targeted, so it doesn't even matter. Green Liz is probably really good because you can actually spam ults. So you can go either way. You can use the Matrona thing that I just used, or Green Liz. So you can see the power strike bypasses the defense from this phase 4 here. I did some misplays in this gameplay, so if you're really paying attention to the gameplay, I'm sorry you're gonna see some misplays, because I wasn't paying attention. I was just I was doing this while I had the internet guy, because I mentioned yesterday my dog ate some internet cables. Bro, my Windows player keeps doing that, where you replays the last like 5 seconds. My dog ate some internet cables. And the dog ate the what's it called, the cable that goes in the wall and then goes outside the wall to go to the router, the fiber cable. And I had to call them to come install a new one. And while the guy was installing right next to me, I was playing Wincross with my 4G on my computer. So I wasn't really paying attention while I was watching a YouTube video. So I did some misplays, and I still beat it with no issues. Stage 3, I was paying a little more attention, but stage 2, it might be on this gameplay or maybe the other. I was in phase 3 on stage 2, and I completely forgot I was in phase 3. I thought I was in phase 4, so I kept attacking him twice every time, and he kept full healing. I was like, why is he full healing? What's happening here? So there was that. But in terms of how to beat stage 3 of this team, we haven't got there yet. I'm just rambling here. Stage 3 was not very hard because Ascanor's ultimate was like what I used most for DPS. King's cards can be used for DPS as well. They're not bad for DPS, but they're not amazing either. You want to spam as much Ascanor ultimate as you can. His ultimate is just fantastic because it hits twice. It's just fantastic. Like, boom, he hits damage cap twice. Being able to hit damage cap twice with one card is amazing. You're not going to hit damage cap twice in like stage 3, but close enough. Close enough. So I believe here I was like, what should I do? I fought for a second, right? I thought for a second that I was in phase 3. So I was almost clicking to ult with king. But I think it was this run. I was like, I thought I was in phase 4. Yeah. Yeah, you should only attack once. I thought I was in phase 4, genuinely. You should only attack once in phase 3, because if you hit damage cap twice, he full heals. Which is what happened. And when I looked back at because I was looking at my other monitor, watching a YouTube video. When I looked back at this monitor, I was like, does he have full health? I think I even inspect him. I was like, does he have full health? Yeah, I was like, what? What? And I still didn't realize that I was in phase 3. Because oh my god, I still didn't realize I was in phase 3. I genuinely thought I was in phase 4. And I was like, he healed again, and then it clicked to me. I was like, ah, you dumbass, you absolute, oh my god. And then I played correctly there. Only attacked once, and then you kill on the next turn. That's how you beat phase 3 on the stage 3. Oh, we're gonna be asking, how, about the green Liz, right? How would you beat phase 2 on the stage 2 if you're using green Liz? Because of course on phase 2, you do want to have a taunt. For that, all you have to do is make sure you have Escanor's ultimate, because that will be 5 hits. Because the only reason why phase 2 you like sort of like need a taunt is because you can't just kill him straight up, because he has that revive, right? So you need to hit damage capped 4 times or 3 times plus 1, and then he has the revive, so you need to actually hit him 5 times. So in normal circumstances you can't, but with Escanor, because he hits twice, then yes, you hit 5 times. So that's why you might actually want to, you know, not to use a taunt unit and actually use green Liz instead. But with Matrona, the thing about Matrona that I really like is that she has the ultimate that deranks cards. I think that ultimate is just amazing. So this run was so good. I got 2 crystals right here, and then on stage 3 I got 6 crystals. It was a 6 crystal drop. By the way, on this run right here, from like stage 2 and 3, I believe I did first try. This was my first try without the... Oh, it was a second try. I think it was second try because... yeah, I think it was second try because... I remember in my first try I messed up because I got to phase 3 and I realized I saved like no good cards. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna kill him under like 5 turns. It's fine. I'm gonna reset. Because for stage 3 you want to save good cards for phase 3 and if possible phase 4. But in this case I just completely forgot. So yeah, the one thing about phase 1 of stage 3 is you want to attack with king every single turn. You don't want to forget about king. Every single turn you should make sure to attack with king, because you want to have that shield for the first attack. His ultimate, by the way, if he was ulting first, his ultimate doesn't even break the shield. If you level 1 with king, the shield will tank the ultimate. That's how strong the shield is against ultimates. So I take the opportunity that I can actually use attacks here, level 2 and 3 attacks here, because I'm not debuffed. And also I get King's Ultimate. This phase 1 was strangely tanky. I think he had a rule that he had extra defense, I didn't even notice. It took a little while. But phase 1, so long as you keep giving yourself the King Shield, it's very hard for you to die. You don't really need the healing card set. I think... if you're gonna use the green Liz, like I said, you can use the extra single target damage card, the one that everyone got with Ragnarok. That card set is also pretty good. You could use that card set, and that would actually help Escanor. So you don't need the healing card set, because I think, especially with King here, a lot of times I end up tanking the debuff cards and not getting the heal out of the healing card set. But regardless of that, it is the better card set if you do have the healing card set. I think here I want to get rid of Galfer's ultimate, because Galfer's ultimate is It's not like bad, but it's the least damaging one and the least useful one. It only takes off ultimate gauge, while Matrona's ultimate takes off ultimate gauge and deranks cards, which is fantastic. So I wanted to keep hers for this turn. Because on phase 2, you don't want to get ulted. You don't want to get ulted on phase 2. The phase 2 ultimate hits pretty hard. But phase 2 is arguably the easiest. The biggest thing is, of course, if he goes below, is it 40% or 35%? I forgot. Every time you attack him, you get a debuff that you lose ultimate gauge. But if you time it right, the one will be immune. So you attack with him when he has immunity. I did that on the first 2 runs. I don't remember if I did that right now. Where I did like multiple attacks with the one when he had that rule or the ability activated. Because I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. I attacked with Galfer here because I actually wanted Galfer to lose ultimate gauge. I don't really care for Galfer's ultimate. Because I know I'm going to kill him next turn. Like I said, Galfer's ultimate is arguably the worst. It's still useful because you take off ultimate gauge. And if you're not going to use Matrona, which takes off ultimate gauge, when if you're going to use Green Liz, like I mentioned, I guess don't just waste it like I'm doing, but I believe I was like confident that it was going to kill. Yeah. That's an AoE attack, bro. That's an AoE attack. 221k. I was like, I had decent cards, not the best. I pushed Asconar's ultimate because I was like, I might as well. Then I wasted Matrona's card. I shouldn't have wasted the Matrona card. I should have moved the blue card to the right. I don't know why I wasted the Matrona card. That was a bit of an interesting play. It didn't matter because I got another one. You don't want to waste Matrona's take off ultimate gauges or Green Liz's take off ultimate gauges because, or take off buffs, sorry, because his buffs are annoying, very annoying. I was actually thinking about it. You saw that? I was thinking about using that card for space, but that would have been a terrible play. You want to save them. They're very useful because right here he becomes immune. Right, you don't want to disarm that. And this is why the King Shield is also so good because you might. Oh no. No, it didn't happen, but one thing is that on this phase, right? He deletes cards. Oh no, his phase should hurt. Listen, so it all blends together. But in phase 2, right? He doesn't delete your Matrona cards. Or your tank cards, because that will be like the one that he's going to attack the most. He's not going to delete cards of a specific character because the shield will tank all the hits. Now for phase 4, I got lucky that I didn't get a revive or a below 25% heal. If I had got a revive, that's the worst one you can get, I think. The below 25% heal with the one is not that bad because you can attack him with if you have him at like 35% or 40% HP, you can more confidently like hit him once and then ult with the one. Or if he's like 28%, like 30%, like he's super close to 25, you just ult with the one and it's like a guaranteed kill, right? But I didn't get that. So, I mean, if it's your first time beating stage 3, I would say reset until you don't get either the revive or the below 25% heal, because those are just the worst. So I went for the one's ultimate here. I made a gamble. So also one thing about phase 4 is that it's heavily RNG based. If he decides to single target you 3 times, you lost. Like there's nothing you can do about that. You just lost. But if he decides to AoE 3 times, then you're in good luck. He decides to AoE twice. You can see the AoE doesn't even like do a dent to Matrona's shield, which is huge. So if he had single targeted again, I would have lost. That's just how it is. That's just how stage 3 is, or floor 3 is. So I ult with King, get the shield, get the damage increase, ult with Ascanor. Because I know he doesn't have the revive, I'm more nonchalant about using Ascanor's ultimate. I just want to get him as low as possible so he doesn't hit me as hard. But one mistake I did is I didn't save Matrona's takeoff ultimate. I keep saying ultimate gauge. Takeoff buff card. I don't recall if I had one in hand actually. Maybe I just didn't have one. I didn't have one right now, so I couldn't do anything against him because he's immune to. He has dodge. I was gonna say he's immune to attacks, dodge, same thing. But it's fine. He's gonna kill Matrona. That's completely fine. a lot of runs end with your tank dying because he just hits super hard. Like, there's not much you can do about that. The one, at a perfect timing, became immune after he lowered my attack. Look at it. Look at this Chad becoming immune at perfect timing. So I let the king cards combine to get the attack buff before the level 3. Perfect timing. Get the damage increase for the 1 and the kill. He crits. So you can see, right? Oh, I get 6 crystals. I made a mistake, I think. Because this was my first time to clear the day because we could just reset. You can see here when I show my team, right? This is stage 3. I am using the 1. Oh, you can, yeah, you can see here. With Demon Melee for attack. I should have been using him with Merlin for crit chance. I thought because the bird has good crit resistance, I wasn't going to crit him like any time. I should be using with Merlin. If I was to redo this run, I would actually use Merlin as his link over Demon Melee. And actually, I use attack defense because, again, I thought he wasn't going to be doing crits as much as he did, but he was critting quite often. So I would actually be using attack crit and be also using Merlin. I would not use HP, by the way. It's pointless. Or with King, I would not use HP on King. It's very pointless. You want to do as much damage as possible so your shield is as strong as possible. But yeah, this is the run. No Brain Hilder. The 1+ King. King is just so good. It was so effortless. He's so good.